Yo, what's going on, it's your boy, with a brand new video for you guys today, and welcome to the sports channel. Hope you'll feel good, smelling good, as your boy is live with this week's NFL Pick'ems. This is going to be a video every single Wednesday or Thursday, so this is another video for the sports channel. We've been doing a lot of women's soccer videos lately, so now the NFL season's kicking off. We're going to do a Pick'em every single week for you on the sport channel. I'll try to give like a breakdown on why they're doing yard work. So if you hear the yard work, apologies, but like I'll give a breakdown on why I'm making a choice that I'm making, and you'll be able to see it too. We're gonna use ESPN's Pick'em, so you guys have like I could just sit here and just list, things like that. But I would much rather you guys can visually see the teams that are playing and the picks that I'm making. So we're gonna get into that now. All right, so we're over here on ESPN. We're gonna play the Pick'ems. We're not gonna do college football. College football is easier to pick. So the first game is tonight on not ESPN, I think it's on NBC. We got the Lions versus the Chiefs. I honestly think Travis Kelce's not playing. Chris Jones isn't playing. I think the Lions could actually win this game. I want to pick them to win it, and I know that's crazy to say. I just feel like the first game of the season can kind of always be a trap game. Like there's certain times of NFL season where like certain teams have a higher chance of winning. The first 3 games of the NFL season is usually like anything can happen in the first 3 games. Then like obviously like towards the back end of the schedule, you also have some trap games. I think the Lions realistically could end up winning against the Chiefs tonight. So how confident am I in that? Because this is what's over here is like you're ranking. How many points are you willing to say is the likelihood? I would say the Chiefs beat the Lions. I would say I'll give them a 5 on my pick'em. So I said it's a 5%. That's my confidence, and the confidence I have for the Lions beating the Chiefs today is going to be a 5. For those who know, I'm a Detroit sports fan. I'm not a Lions fan actually. I'm a Packers and Broncos fan. I've always been Packers. Broncos fan. Been a Packers fan my entire life. I became a Broncos fan. As a second team when I was like 10 years old. I'm 31 right now, so when I say I've been a Packers fan and Broncos fan my entire life, essentially the entire life. So no, I'm not biased with the Lions. I hate the Lions, but I do think they have a good chance to win today. Falcons Panthers is the second game. I would leave this at a 1, to be honest with you, because I don't have any confidence on either of these picks. I do think the Falcons will end up winning the game. I feel like the Panthers are going to be one of those teams where it's just like you don't expect them to do much. Like you're just not going to expect them to do anything. Bengals Browns. Bengals are in the same. The Browns are in the same situation where it's like you don't expect them to do much. Will Deshaun Watson prove that he was worth the money and the effort that the Browns put into to get him? This will be that season where we're going to find that out. But Joey Burrows and the Bengals are Super Bowl favorites. Like they're not my pick for Super Bowl, but they're one of the top 5 teams who you would have listed if you were saying who's going to Super Bowl. In terms of confidence, I would say my confidence in them winning would be 15. Colts Jaguars. The Colts are a mess. Anthony Richardson, I think he's going to start. I'm not sure I heard if the Colts are going to start him or not. They have the whole Jonathan Taylor situation going on where he's holding out. They're air quotes on trying to find a trade partner. They're not going to trade him. They've already been offered like some pretty good trades for him and turned them all down. So what kind of tells they're not trying. Like whenever a team has an unrealistic trade package that they want, which I think they said they want like 2 first-round picks, they don't actually want to trade somebody. They're just making all. They're just to like act like it's good faith. They're saying, all right, he's on the market, but they're not actually trying to trade him. I say that obviously the Jaguars will be the team again when it comes to confidence. I'm not that confident that they'll win, but I'm more confident than not. We'll say we're about. For now, we'll put it at 10. I'll say I'm at a 10 my confidence meter. But I do think that the Jaguars win that game. Titans Saints. Titans are another team that's kind of like a mess right now, so I feel like it's definitely an easy chance to pick the Saints. I'm definitely not confident on this pick as I will want to be. We're basically trying to see, can Derek Carr look like a good quarterback for the Saints? Can the Saints be a team who would win that division? That is kind of a division that is kind of like massively available. I know we skipped the Vikings and Buccaneers. I'll get to that in a second. That is a pretty much open division, so we'll see. Titans, again, they could just be one of the worst teams in the NFL, or they could be an average team. That's their peak. The height of the Titans is average. So like in was like an 8-9 team, because now we have like an extra game, or they'd just be one of the worst teams in the NFL. It's one or the other. Confidence wise, put it 2. I'm not very confident in that game. So Buccaneers, Vikings, going Vikings. Vikings, I feel like could be a team that takes a step backwards. You just never know with that team. They have all the talent to win that division, but still the Vikings. So it's like Kirk Cousins have a habit of disappearing in big games. This obviously isn't a big game. Confidence wise, I'd say, yeah, a 3. We go. We'll switch on Pittsburgh. I'll say a 5. Speaking of Pittsburgh, they're going against the Niners. Niners have all the talent in the world. Will Brock Purdy, be just as good as he was last year? We take a step backwards, and that's obviously the question you have to ask. Pittsburgh. They have a habit of always like hanging around, regardless of if you think they're good or not. They have a habit of hanging around and being there. Mike Tomlin has never had a freaking losing season, so it's like they're a team who can lose to everyone and also can beat everyone. They're just that team. But I'm going to pick the Niners to win that game. Cardinals and the Washington football team. I'm going to call them football team because Commanders is a stupid name, and I'm probably going to change the name again. I'm just going to call them Washington football team again. The Cardinals don't have Kyler Murray. Even if they did, chances are they probably wouldn't win. I think we can confidently say the Commanders are going to win that one. I think 6 is fine. Texans and Ravens. Do I need to really explain that one? I guess the Texans. We're not expecting them to do much. But again, much like with the Lions and Chiefs, it's the first game of the season. That first game can be slippery. That first game can always be slippery. Packers and Bears. I'm going Packers, not for the bias reason, but because here's the thing. I think people are literally sleeping on Jordan Love. I think a lot of people clearly haven't watched him play. I think people are very unaware of how good Love can be. Again, he is a question mark. Just the honest thing, he is a question mark. I think people are, assuming that the Bears could be able to win just on Justin Fields alone. Packers are a pretty solid team. I think the Packers could easily win a division if Jordan Love is actually as good as he's being touted on, because there's a lot of reports saying that he's looked very, very good. He had the game against the Chiefs, where he almost beat the Chiefs. He's made some really, really good throws. Love is going to be the deciding factor whether or not the Packers do or don't win games. Obviously, he's a quarterback. If he's good, they're going to win that division. Even if he's just average, I think they can win that division. So I'm going to pick them to win this game. I think the Bears are a bad team, and the Packers could be a team who could win that division. That's just how that's going to be. Raiders and Broncos. Going Broncos. And I kind of feel like they're in the same spot as the Packers. We're not going to change either. My confidence on those. So I think 8 and 9 is fine, because I see them the same way. I see them as Broncos are going to be a team that's going to be based on a quarterback play. If Russell Wilson from the Seahawks, the Broncos could easily be the second best team in that division. That's going to be a very, very tough division. The Chargers are going to be a good team. Chiefs obviously going to be a good team. And then the Broncos and Raiders are going to take a step backwards. They're a mess. Garoppolo's not a good quarterback. He wins games, but it's not a good quarterback. But it's going to come down to quarterback play. Is Russell Wilson, capable of being a good quarterback? If he is, they win that game. They might get second place in that division. They could even steal it. Patriots, Eagles. Let's just be honest when it comes to that one. I just have no confidence in Patriots being a good team. I just don't. And maybe they would be. They did get some boost in players, and they got a former coach back who could help them out with Mac Jones. But again, Mac Jones isn't very good. So and the Eagles are the Eagles. So I think honestly, I'm going to boost my confidence on that pick to probably about. We can go 14. Dolphins, Chargers. Again, much like when it comes to the Broncos, like I said before, comes down to quarterback play. Does Justin Herbert continue on his upward path? Herbert has been looking like a very good quarterback. Also, just period. As long as he's been in the NFL, he has looked solid. He's been getting better every single year. So it's as long as he's capable of doing that, they're going to be fine. I honestly want to change the Colts and Seahawks around. Just want to move them a little higher, even higher than that. Honestly, I might move the Broncos and Seahawks because I have less confidence in this game because it's going to be based on can the Seahawks keep it going. They were a surprisingly good team last year. Can they stay a good team? The Rams have missed a lot. Are they going to be back into being a team who they were before, where they were Super Bowl favorites, won Super Bowl, things like that? We'll see. If not, then again, this is the Seahawks game to lose. Let's go with that. Cowboys, Giants. I'm pretty confident the Cowboys win the game. I think the Cowboys, they're a team who every single year is going to be like 12-4 and losing playoffs. Basically, what the Cowboys are the last umpteen years. They'll have a great record. There's gonna be two teams coming out of the division. Eagles and Cowboys are going to come out of the division. One of those teams going to get the wild card. One's going to the division. The Giants just. I think the Giants are they had a surprise here last year, but I do think they're going to take a step backwards. That's just what I honestly think when it comes to them. I'll keep that confidence on that one. I might switch with the Bills and Jets, which is our last team to freaking pick. Our last team to pick: Bills, Jets. Jets just got Aaron Rodgers. The Jets' O-line is really bad, and that's primarily what Rodgers' issue has been most of his career at the Packers. People ask why has Rodgers only won one Super Bowl. Most of it's been injuries. The Packers are always getting like just random injuries that are like very crucial. But also the Packers have had kind of a mediocre at best offensive line his entire career. David Bakhtiari is really good, but he's always hurt. But for the most part, Packers offensive line has just been pretty mid at best, bad on the regular. So because of that, Rodgers was he was able to do what he was able to do. The Jets are probably in a harder division than Rodgers dealt with because the Jets don't deal with the Lions and the Bears who are awful. And then the choking Vikings. So they got to deal with the Bills, deal with the Dolphins, deal with the freaking Patriots. Who again the Patriots could be sneaky. The Dolphins, they'll hang around, and the Bills are the team to beat in that division, much like the Bengals. They're one of the top teams in the AFC. I don't think Rodgers gets the Jets over the hump. He's older. He's a lot of the reason why the Packers lost in playoffs was because of Rodgers. Like people like to ignore, when a quarterback is the reason the team loses. Rodgers was every time they've lost in playoffs. Rodgers was pretty much one of the weak links of the team. The Jets are a wild card. When I say wild card, I mean like a wild card position. I mean like they could be a team who wins games, could be a team who loses games. They're a coin flip. I don't think they beat the Bills, but they're a coin flip. I will switch them with the Eagles though. I think the Eagles is a surefire thing. Honestly, I think I might switch the Bills and Cowboys game as well. Yeah, those are my picks for this week. I'm sure people would disagree. I don't really care. It's my video. I'm not the kind of person who gets bent out of shape. People don't agree with me. That's a you problem, not a me problem. That's kind of how I see it. I'm not like one of these people who like literally will cry if the internet doesn't agree with them. If you don't agree, you don't agree. That ain't on me. That ain't on me. But yeah, that's pretty much how I see the first week going. Leave your thoughts and comments below on who you think wins this week. Maybe do your own video or do a pickles and take a screenshot on social media. If you want, you can tag me in it. Like, here's what I think I'm going to win. Or here's what I got to win, and put it on Twitter. My socials are all in my link tree, which is in the box below. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I'm going to do a Starfield Twitch stream. So if you want to hang out on Twitch, talk about sports over there if you want to, you can. So hit the link in my box below to get to my Twitch stream. We'll be streaming Starfield 1 p.m. Eastern time at time recording this video till about 8 o'clock at night. So come by, hang out, watch Starfield, talk about sports, talk about whatever you want to talk about, honestly. As long as you stay within the rules. Basically, just don't be a dick, don't be an asshole, don't be racist, don't be bigot, things of that nature. But I mean, boy, noobs, hope you all have a good rest of your day. Thank you all for watching. Again, comment section below. The description box below has all the things you need to have. Y'all stay safe. Y'all be good both mentally and physically. I'm out of here. Deuces.